I love crocheting, and one of my favorite stitches is the waffle stitch. Watch today's video. I will show you how to do the waffle stitch and how you can make this adorable apron. I love the waffle stitch because it gives a project a fantastic texture. So today I'm going to show you how to do the waffle stitch. The yarn I used, the link is down below, and there is also a typed up summary of how to make this down below in the description. Keep in mind, I'm not a pattern writer, so it's not highly technical, but hopefully that'll help you out if you prefer it in a written form. But I will show you everything you need to know on how to make the waffle stitch, so let's get started. Okay, I want this apron to be 24 inches wide. So I have my ruler down here. So instead of telling you the number of chains to chain, because you might be using different weight thread than me, you might be using a different size hook, I am going to do this on the basis of length. So to start with, I just make a slip knot. And I just wrap it around my index finger and thumb and pull up the thread. Don't pull up the tail. And I am going to chain across until it's 24 inches, but then I need to count for a waffle stitch. It needs to be multiples of 3. The chains need to be multiples of 3, and then you add 2. Okay, I have my chain 24 inches long. I'm not stretching it out. I just gently laid it here to get my measurement. Now we need to count the number of chains. So if you're not familiar on how to count a chain, you can just count the stitches on a chain by just counting the outside hoop here. So I'm going to count these. Okay. I'm at 89 chains right now. So for simplicity, I'm going to go 90. And so that's divisible by 3. But like I said, waffle stitch, you need to do divisible by 3 and then 2 more. So roughly my apron is 24 and a half, 25 inches. So to start with, we need to do double crochets all the way across. So we're going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for a double crochet, you loop it over the hook once, stick it in the chain, draw back your thread. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Draw back 2 through 2. And draw back through the next 2. And we're going to do a double crochet all the way across. So for this beginning row, I'm going to go under both of the threads on the chain. So just going to go ahead and double crochet all the way across, and then I will show you the next step. I completed the first row. It's a double crochet in each chain all the way across, and by making sure that you're consistent on how you go through the chain. If you're going to go through just one of the threads or 2 of the threads, it just makes it nice and even. So to start the second row, you chain 3 and you turn your project, and now we're going to do a front post double crochet. And all that means is, instead of inserting your hook here to do a double crochet, you go around the front of the post of the double crochet down below. So it's we're going to do a front post double crochet. So you do the same thing for a double crochet. You wrap over first, go around the post, draw draw your yarn through, and now you have the 3 on your hook. Draw through 2 and draw through 2 more. So after your front post double crochet, now you do 2 normal double crochets. And so this is where you're going to go through both of the yarn threads on the double crochet below. And we're going to do 2 double crochets, so 1 in each stitch. So now we do a front post double crochet again. So you wrap it over first, go around the post, draw back your thread. You have 3 on your hook, draw through 2, and draw through 2 more. And we repeat this all the way across to the end. So now it's 2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. front post double crochet. I am down to the end of the second row, and we have 2 stitches left. I have a double crochet and then I have your beginning chain. So I've done 2 double crochets, need to do a post, and in this last chain there, we need to put a double crochet in the top of that. So you've completed that row, and so the rhythm of that row was front post, 2 double crochets, front post, 2 double crochets. So now the next row is basically the opposite of that. So to start this one, we are going to chain 3. I'm going to turn the project again. And now we're going to put 1 double crochet in the top of the next one. And we are going to do 2 front post double crochets. So it's basically the flip-flop of what you just got done doing on the previous row. So 2 front post and then 1 double crochet. Okay, to take a look at what you have going on here. So on this side, you have it indented with 1 front post. On this side, you have it indented with 2 front posts sticking out. So it just makes a really, really sweet waffle pattern. So you're going to go across the same way. On this row here, you do 2 front posts and 1 double crochet all the way across. Here's a visual of where we are at the end of the 3rd row, and at the end you are left with a double crochet and your beginning chains. So we are going to put the double crochet in, which would make sense because we've done double crochet, 2 post and double crochet, and then we will also do a double crochet in the top of the chain. You have now done everything that you need to know how to do the rest of the project. The next row, we go back to what you did on the row previous. This one again was 2 front post and 1 double crochet. Now we flip-flop and we go 2 double crochets and 1 front post. So to begin every row, you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So on the beginning of this row, we do a front post, so because we're going to be mirroring what we did down here. We're going to do a front post, and we're going to do 2 double crochets. We're going to mirror what goes on down here, so we're going to do a front post and 2 double crochets. So we have the makings of a fantastic waffle pattern. So continue this rhythm, and when I come back, I'll show you the next step. Okay, here is the apron. So next I am going to add a pocket, and I've already completed the pocket so you could see what I was referring to. So I'm going to show you how to do the pocket, then we will show you how to do the straps. So for the pocket and the waistband, I'm using a little bit different of a texture. This is Lion brand Kubu yarn, and I just like that it was still soft and just a little bit of a texture. It says it's 51% cotton, 49% rayon. So we're going to make our pocket and our waistband out of this. So I wanted a little bit of texture on the pocket, so I crocheted in what they call in the back loops. I did half double crochet in the back loops. So it's about a 4.5 by 4.5 inch square. So I've already chained the base row, and if you haven't done a half double crochet before, you loop over first. In the second chain from the hook, I'm going to insert it in and draw through all of them on the hook. Insert it, go through the stitch. At this point, I'm not doing back loops. My base row, I'm just doing straight. So on the base row, I insert it under both stitches. So I went across with the half double crochet at the end of the row, chain 2, and turn your project. This first one already is considered to be that stitch, so we're going to go into the next stitch. And so I'm going to turn the row a little bit so you can see. You see the V stitch of the half double crochet from the row before. The back loop is this one. So we're only going to go through that loop and draw through all of them on the hook. This is the front, that is the back, so you go through the middle and pull it through and draw through all on the hook. So you just do your pocket the size that you want, and again mine is about 4.5 by 4.5, and it just kind of gives it a nice ridge to go on top of your waffle stitch. When you get to your last row, leave a nice long tail, because we're going to place it on the apron, and with a yarn needle I am going to stitch my pocket directly onto the apron. To make the apron strings and waistband, I am going to have 20-inch strings on each side of the apron. So I have chained 20 inches approximately, and I am going to join with the slip stitch in the corner of the top of the apron. So I just have a slip stitch there, and I'm going to stick with doing double crochets because that's what we have done through the waffle stitch. So I'm going to stick with doing double crochets. So I'm going to chain 3 to start my row of double crochets, and I'm going to double crochet in the top of the raised post of the waffle stitch. And then there's 2 that are the decrease, are the ones that are set back. There's 2 stitches that are set back. I'm going to combine those. It's called a decrease stitch. So I'm going to loop over like normal for a double crochet, but I'm not going to pull through the stitches on the hook. I'm going to loop over again and go through the next one. Now I have 5 loops on my hook, and I'm going to draw through all 5 of them. And then I'll do a normal double crochet in the front post from the waffle stitch. Here we have 2 more, so we're going to decrease those. There's 1 and there's 2. You have 5 on the hook, and you draw through all of them and a double crochet in the next one. And the reason I am doing this is it is a wider apron. I made it approximately 24 inches, but I wanted to kind of have a little ruffly look. So this is just going to kind of give it a slight gather. By the time we're done, this should gather in. And when we get to the other side, I will chain 20, double crochet back, and we'll continue. So when I get to the end of my chain 20, I'll show you the next step. Okay, I have went across with my decreases on the double crochet, and I have chained my other straps. So both of these straps are the same length, and now I'm just going to go back this way, putting a double crochet in each chain. When you chain your 20 inches, and we're going to go back on a double crochet. So for the second row, I'm decreasing 2, just like we did on the first row, and then I'm double crocheting in the next one. Decrease 2, and double crochet the next one. So it's just alternating a decrease and a double crochet. So you can kind of see what it looks like. There's a decrease, there's the double crochet, decrease, double, and that's just giving it a nice curved look on the apron. And so I am going to do that on the next row as well. Here is the project all done. I ended up doing 3 rows on the waistband, each one doing the decreasing, and it just looks adorable. I love the sweetness of this pattern. If you have any questions while you're doing it, please comment down below. I do get back to you. Check out our other videos on the channel, and if you have any ideas on something we can do different on this one, please let me know, because I'm always open to learning more. But as always, thank you for watching DIY on the House.